What's going on, guys? We are wrapping up the last performance bits here for the B8 S4 sweepstakes car, and we've got some sick parts. First off, we have a new throttle body from 034, and along with that, we have their intake system. Also, we have a supercharger pulley tensioner, and my favorite part, the handcrafted stainless steel Italian Super Sprint exhaust. And who better to tell you about all of these parts and all of their performance characteristics, my dear friend, everybody's favorite engineer in the whole world, Kevin.
All right, so the first thing we're gonna talk about is the 034 throttle body adapter and throttle body. So this throttle body is actually out of a BMW, or the same part as a BMW X5. So it's on a big V8 engine. It's meant to suck a lot of air. It's gonna be 85 millimeters in diameter on the inside, as opposed to the factory one that's 70 millimeters. But because it's so much bigger, it won't fit in the factory position. So we have to have this adapter. 034 actually gave us a prototype part. It's high temp 3D printed plastic. So it's not aluminum yet. It will be a cast aluminum piece, but you can see like the nice little lines in here from the actual printer going back and forth. But this is gonna adapt us from that factory location. We're gonna bring it up and into a position where this big throttle body fits. And to connect that to the intake, we're gonna be using this 034 4-ply silicone, nice thick piece so we don't have to worry about it sucking the tube down. And then we have a 5-inch cone on the end. So we're gonna be getting as much airflow as you possibly can into the engine, eliminating restrictions and keeping the heat down with our carbon fiber block off plate here. So
Really
that's
pretty looking.
Yeah, it's gonna keep your engine bay looking nice and pretty. It has a factory relocation for the secondary air injection pump. So that's what that extra filter is. That's gonna clip right up with the billet piece there. And then also the throttle body itself is gonna be plug and play with a little harness here. So we don't have to do any extra wiring or anything. We're just gonna clip that into the old connection and extend it up to the throttle body. But to make sure we keep the boost, keep all of the boost after we upgrade our pulleys, we're doing a bigger crank pulley and a smaller supercharger pulley. So we need to make sure that the belt doesn't slip. We're not missing out on any boost that we could potentially be getting. So this is the Verstarkt supercharger belt pulley tensioner, and that's gonna give us up to 75% more belt tension over the factory one. It's gonna be more reliable. It's a nice hard anodized finish, and it's got a NSK high quality tensioner bearing in there. So we don't have to worry about that. We're replacing it when we replace the belts anyway. It's a good maintenance item. We don't have to worry about it ever again, ever slipping, losing boost or anything like that. So I think that wraps this stuff up.
Awesome. Man, I just feel so well informed. But I tell you what, we haven't talked about one thing, and that's the Bellissimo handcrafted Super Sprint exhaust. So let's do a little walk around for the folks at home and talk about that. Mamma mia, look at this. Kevin, tell us a little bit about this exhaust. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful.
Here we have a full catback system from Super Sprint. It's all T304 stainless steel, and we're keeping the factory cats up front, keep it legal, keep it nice and tame. We don't want it too loud. Want some in between street and track, you know? So we want the nice volume, but we don't want to be obnoxious with it. But it's full stainless steel, everything catback, 2.5 inches, has an X pipe in the center, and then we have some nice, good sized mufflers in the back to keep the tone nice. So I'm gonna finish it off and really fill out the rear diffuser with Super Sprint's 90 millimeter quad tips, and should bolt right up. Everything should be nice and solid fit here.
Those are some big boys, and if you can zoom in on that, they got the little horsies on there, which I think is a nice touch. The little horsies, you really know you're getting a quality product with those little horsies etched in there. So the handmade, bellissimo, Italian quality, it's the best you can get. You wouldn't expect anything different from ECS, and especially if Kevin's working on it, he's always putting the best on it. But let's get this to Matt, have him do the dirty work, and then maybe we'll come back for a little sound check. my gosh, Kevin, we completely forgot. CSF sent us this sick radiator. The Federal Express just dropped it off. Oh my God, look at this beast, dude.
Oh my God.
We almost forgot. Well, tell the folks at home, come on.
This is CSF's first prototype, actually any prototype, for the B8 S4. It is a complete factory replacement for your stock radiator, but with upgraded aluminum end tanks and with big B-tube fin technology from CSF. So basically, instead of just the normal oval tubes, they have a B shape. It's kind of crimped down the center. So that allows them to use a thinner wall on those tubes and get better heat transfer. So 42mm core, and they have decked it out with pretty much every little accessory that comes on the factory radiator, just not in plastic. So you have little slots here for the side guards that keep air flow going through the radiator. Factory connections on the backside. This one has a trans cooler hookup.
Show them the back. Check that out.
So you got your trans cooler in and out here, factory connections. Same thing up top and bottom, factory connections for pretty much everything. So this should bolt right up and keep us nice and cool.
This thing's a beast, dude. I gotta show this to Matt. All right, I'm gonna show this to Matt and then he's gonna put it on.
All right, guys, so we have the car all strapped down to the dyno. We have the 034 Motorsports Stage 2 Plus tune on 93 octane, loaded up with the big throttle body. We have it on a all-wheel drive Mustang dyno, so let's see how it does compared to the stock numbers. So the dyno testing went smoothly. We ran a peak on that run of 399 foot-pounds of torque and 423 foot-pounds, or sorry, wheel horsepower. So this is all measured at the wheel, so crank numbers are gonna be higher, obviously. This is taking into account parasitics. But when we compare it to the stock numbers that were run also with wheel numbers, we're up about 90 foot-pounds of torque and about 110 wheel horsepower. So pretty big difference overall, and it's running really smoothly. So we'll do some finalizing on the numbers, make sure everything's good, all smooth, and post up an official graph to show you the real difference between the two. But this is a rough idea here.